practice in hours, between hours, maybe big empty space, then there's a big gap
between book and our practice.
Whatever we study, we have to contemplate.
Contemplate.
Contemplate, then effectively, it is more important. If we never effectively, whatever we study, then even you study 100 years, it doesn't transform our mind. You have your knowledge, but it doesn't practice. It doesn't develop our motivation, positive minds. It doesn't abort our negative minds. Then just you know that, but it doesn't work. For example, we have put all the maybe 18 different dishes in here. We are very hungry. We never eat. It doesn't put our mouth. Then food doesn't work for us. We know it is food. We know if we eat this food,
Get food.
But it doesn't put our mouth. Then food doesn't benefit for us. Therefore, we study Dharma, we know things, but it doesn't effectively our mind with Dharma. Then but usually people like to say, I know. Yeah, we know that, but it doesn't put, then not much benefit. Anyway, okay, what number? No, I'm...
You're on 60, yeah?
I'm
We are 61.
You got 61?
Yeah.
Can you read this?
We have done very little to benefit someone, yet
always reminded how much we have done. We have never accomplished a thing in our lifetime, yet boasting and bragging we are filled with conceit. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Very similar, this verses, this commentary. You are the verses, very similar this commentary.
Yeah.
Maybe they wrote here.
Who wrote that commentary?
This is Geshe Ngawang Tenley.
I don't know, different person. This is commentary Geshe Ngawang Tenley.
Oh, Geshe Ngawang Tenley. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's very similar.
And that's oral commentary.
Yeah.
Not written.
Anyway, they talk about, usually, we didn't do anything for our friends, parents, other people. But even we do a little bit, we always say, oh, how can I do, how much I do for you, how much I can for you, we have to show them. We talk about the work. Then,
fill up with the concept.
다 주단지 때 그래 거네는 다 내리 팬도도 나도시가 제마다 이나야 다 수수 가디나 이게 좀 내야 보지 내리 제에서 봐 가리지 딱 떼야 돼 직제해야 돼 아니 다 수익나서 아니 다진다 나도 많이 받으니까 다 내가 그래서
So, in general, we are always try to boast or brag what we have done to others. So, that's sort of very strong habituation ordinary human beings have. That's all due to have a strong self-grasping consciousness in past lives.
Usually, some people do this, when they do something like that, they have to show how kind I'm very kind for you,
Yeah, that's bragging. Yeah, bragging.
But really we didn't do that, but this is whose fault we have very strong.
Yeah, with strong self-attachment or self-grasping. Due to we have a very strong self-grasping. So I wish you, I pray for you to immediately remove my strong self-grasping consciousness. So you guys get sense of the self-grasping? Yeah, so that's reverse self-grasping means so to consider self truly exist, doesn't it? There's a self, actually, but that's not exist as we project, as our projection. Doesn't exist as our projection. So that's like our body appears in mirror, and that's the looks like ourself, but not the real real things. It's not real things, or real self. It's just very not good to always consider I always say I. That's considered it's got a very strong self-grasping consciousness. So, yeah, with someone, if you have a strong self-grasping and then got a very strong delusion, like a strong jealousy or strong sort of arrogance, something like that. It's caused by strength of the self-grasping consciousness. Yeah, all followers standards they said all this downfall or falls due to strong self-grasping or self-cherishing consciousness.
Okay. Then the 61, you have to 62, right?
We have many great masters
and teachers who guide us, yet shirking our duty, ignore what they teach. We have many disciples, yet don't ever help them. We cannot be bothered to give them advice. Trample him, dance on the head of his treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Okay, that day, let's talk about, for us. We have many teachers, right? We love to some, love give to some empowerments,
Empowerments. A lot of empowerments from different teachers.
We all follow that, right? Anyway, 다 로건 가잖아. 다 개개 간주 맞이 다 개개가 다시 맞이 개개 간주 맞이 때. 근데 아니 지금 때 다시 삼아라. 아니 신이 때다지 되니다 가지고 대 맞이 가지. 대를 맞이 받아. 즉 대면 땅을 연구해 말하면 너무 좋았어. 신이 때서 송비 남도 돌아가는 나도 신이 때도 나도 더 정말 좋게 말죠. 아니 아직 달라만 가시 그냥 소소하지. 벤저당 지 담이로 줘요. 로마라 떨어지는 말 로마 가지 만주 소소지. 나보자. 나보자서 삼아야 된소라지. 또 주다 사서 가리고는 펜톡치는 땅고다 양. 유상들은 뭐고요 그래서. 근데 말이다. 그저 영화들 가르치는 거구나. 다 당장 말이 봐. 아니 다치세. 다른 집에 비치는 나도 말이 봐. 대니가 오는 다 대니 몇 번도 서로서 다 다니들 나가도 서로.
So that standards refers to us. Many people they don't exam, they teach thoroughly or carefully, and then follow many different teachers, but don't follow the right relationship between lamas and disciples. So that causes us, even though we have a lot of lamas, but not really help us to engage into the positive actions or virtuous activities. So that's to advise the disciples. And for many teachers, in order to get some wealth or possessions from disciples, so they always try to say some good words in order to get them to not to get them into a right way. Just try to cheat them, and then they got the bad ends. He lost all his students. So that's why all these two are caused by strong self-grasping. So we have to get rid of the self-grasping consciousness. But selfish concern is same, yeah. Selfish concern almost same.
Therefore, usually this is very important to Guru. We are here just Dharma friends. We talking on this. Doesn't matter. If you're really serious, you want to check this Lama or whoever, or the teacher, you want to first you check. When you receive for he or she teacher, then whatever he or she shows, maybe you cannot keep up. Yeah,
you cannot give up your devotion or faith towards Lama after you're checking thoroughly. So like today, Geshe said, we're just like doing the teaching as a Dharma friends. If you really want to consider someone to be your own guru, first you have to check very, very carefully on him or on her first, and then follow him. Once you follow her or follow him, you should be very, very careful. You cannot, devote very well. Devote your faith. Yeah.
Divert.
Divert.
Then Atisha, sometimes he checks his lamas 12 years. And he go to run the area, but he doesn't keep the Choji kaji.
There's a story telling that great Pandit Atisha and checked or examined his own guru for more than 12 years.
Maybe not Atisha, anyway. There are some scholars do this.
Yeah. Maybe some other.
Then you have to check their teachers' qualities. There are different Tantras teacher college, Sutra teacher college, qualities of teaching.
Qualities, the qualities of your teachers.
You know everything, then you can to keep the word.
Yes, after you find he possessed the right quality of sutra level or tantric level or whatsoever, then it's okay to follow him or her as your own guru.
Why this is important is Guru's root of your
it's whether you gain a realization or not, it's entirely up to your root guru. Yeah, we had a story that when Atisha came to Tibet first, he criticized your Tibetans never have a sense of your own teachers, strong sense of your own teachers. So how come you can gain a realizations? Once you follow one guru, and you have a strong devotion with him. Yes, so one way to try to find the right teacher is to look at his teaching benefit you or not. Only not doesn't matter he's sitting on a higher throne or he's got a big name, but if you have to only check that his teaching or his benefit on your practice or not. So this is the main way to check gurus, your own gurus.
But usually here also, people like to go a little bit famous teacher coming there, everybody like to go there. One China, one time, this is a story, holiness told the public place. Then some, Tibetan lamas coming in China. They said, I'm the Dharma king. Chukjabu,
Yeah, I was Dharma king.
I'm a Dharma king. Then, maybe he has maybe fancy guy, maybe fancy cloth, I don't know.
Fancy.
Then
Fancy
people
clothes.
think, he's so rare, then he's also, king of Dharma. Then one family, they follow him. They keep
Yeah, they follow him as their family's guru. Yeah.
Then finally, he took the family, the husband and wife.
And finally, actually, he lured the wife of the husband, so run away from her husband. Yeah, they both gone.
Then this guy come to India, he asked Dalai Lama, can you do something, this kind of person. Maybe this is not Lama, maybe some just guy come, who knows, but he asked Dalai Lama, can you do something, this kind of person cannot do this. The Holy said, and I cannot do anything there. You have to check what kind of person this first to you, which is the teacher. This guy, maybe he's Lama, maybe not, who knows. But first we check is very important. And after you check, you receive the teacher, then
Yeah, so after you follow him, so after you make decision to follow him, so you have to follow all the regulation or rules between relation between Lama and the disciples. That's mentioned very clearly in loving practice, Tsongkhapa's loving practice.
Okay, now read for 63, you are guys. I'm 62.
We
Promise to do many glorious deeds, yet in practice we give others minimal help. Our spiritual fame has been spread far and wide, yet inwardly all our thoughts are repulsive. Not only to God, but to demons and ghosts. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered pusher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
I think that we check a lot of vows,
Make a lot of promise.
promise. Promise, vows. We check Mansa vows, Tantra vows, Buddhist vows,
In this case, sometimes promise refers to the also 3 vows too. So the monks' vows, also the tantric vows, and then lay people's vows.
And the kind of this, if we check, usually we check a lot of vows. Even there may be other vows we can check. Usually we have 3 vows. What?
Usually the 3 vows we can take is the monk or nun's vows, and also the bodhicitta vows and tantric vows. So people always prefer to take, it's like people always prefer to take different vows, but they don't look at the what you should do after taking those vows. I mean, what you should abandon or you should not. You should practice knowing them without knowing them clearly, and then easy to take. Like to take different vows. Yeah.
Tendegi Domba Mambo Lande and Masuma so Karis Nimatana Kaji Domba Mambo Langotayo, Maripati, Jury, and Masuate to China, Maripati Kota, Masu.
Yeah, so that's why the reason we are easier to make promise or to take vows, that's because we have a strong self-grasping consciousness. And also we digest the vows, or we try to break our promises. So that's the every reason for that one is only we have the only reason is we have a strong self-grasping consciousness. So that's the result. Even you have a lot of vows, but for other people, you're acting like you're some demon consciousness into you're crazy. You are looks more crazy sort of type, because when they describe when demon in conscious into your body, and you become sort of crazy or demon-like. So for some people they studied a lot and they have a lot of vows to keep, but they outside their appearance to be even worse than who ordinary people. They behave very worse than ordinary people. So that's all reason caused by all those actions caused by self-grasping consciousness.
Okay, then 64, right?
Yeah.
We have read very little, heard only a few teachings, yet taught with authority expertly on holiness. Our knowledge of scriptures is pitifully lacking, yet glibly we make up and say what we like. Trample in, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher, who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Even though we heard very little or very few teachings, but we always try to say, oh, I'm an expert, or I heard a lot of teaching, and I try to be more authority, to have authority to advise you to practice. That's sometimes the patent. They have a lot of knowledge of Dharma, and always try to advise other people not to do such or try to do such.
I have some story. I know who this. And one teacher go to Western. Western they like to caution. If they drink hot water, they say, why you drink hot water? They like to always caution. Right? If Tibetan teachers, whatever they say, the students say, lay people doesn't ask a question why. The Western like to caution. Then one Lama he go to West. Then he doesn't study, he doesn't have much knowledge. Then he needs something plain, Then he said, okay, everybody come here, we have 2 hours session. He said, okay, everybody recite to Oman Pemo. Then he was a little bit explaining Oman Pemo. He said, this is more important than the 2 hours finish off. We recite Oman Pemo. Then finish, they say, okay, now I will leave. Anyway, he don't want to caution. The teacher of Mandro down there.
because they say that in Tibetan tradition, people, audience, are not always ask many questions to teachers, but Westerners are very good at asking questions. And there's a story of one, sort of fake or not very well-known Lama went to West, and then in order to avoid questions from audience, and he said, well, we have two sessions doing, he just put a lot of, tell them audience to do a lot of Omani Bimehong, try to avoid them asking any questions. It's that's one story.
다 소소지 투자들 이제 나와이다 다 저와들은 뭐 보지나 다 사는 남도 뭐 보지 그거 말했어요. 때들이 나무 요래서 와. 정화대 다 같이 나도 말해 봤더니 그때 지금 와.
Even though they cannot, some teachers, even though they, because they cannot give the proper answer to his audience, so they will cheekily say, oh, you should not be very skeptical with this sort of things, you just calm down, you just have to behave yourself. So all these cheating thoughts or all these deceiving thoughts are caused by self-grasping. Yeah.
Okay, then 40, 67, 60, 64, 65.
We have many attendants
and people around us, yet no one obeys us nor heeds what we say. We feel we have friends in positions of power, yet should we need help, we are left on our own. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
나도 양친 가시를 지. 땀 고용만 붙이 너희를 담보. 이나 조절을 간염 나무 지나 조절을 시와 민바라 때리 이거도 봐 들어. 아니 약 공부하러 같은데 주말에 그래야 약 공부해 내려서. 나 소소 준비나요. 또도 약 봐 들어 가지고 지금 요거데. 또 소소지 지금 나한테 치슈 셔더니 또 공부 나오면네. 그게 공부 봐 들어 거든요. 그래서
So some people get, at the beginning they got a lot of friends or a lot of gathering around him or her at the beginning, but gradually all left him or leave him. That's because you have a very strong self-cherish, self-grasping consciousness. Also, here they talk about some chief or village chief or some people who got power or business people at the beginning, due to they have a power or wealth, and they got a lot of friends or gathering or attendance whatsoever. But gradually they all left him because they saw, due to his wrong deed or mistreat towards his friends or followers, and so that's all caused by self-grasping. So we have to destroy or transcend the self-grasping consciousness immediately. Yeah. So the last two sentences always the same. Try to dispel or tries to tremble him.
Okay, today that is Shloka 66.
We have attained lofty status and ranks of prestige, yet our knowledge is poorer than that of ghosts. We are considered great gurus, yet even the demons don't harbor such hatred or clean desire, or as close-minded an outlook as we seem to have. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
와다디 멤버하고 되게 고산 동부 가시다지 고산 도에 미치다 얘대 지금 싸워니 명이들이 여기서 와. 대메바 이거만 대리메바다. 근데 라마들이 가시 하지 다 지금 고산 동부 동부 이거야. 얘대는 녀매 지금 싸워니 명이 다 되게 면도도 지금 뭐 보여res. 이 맞에 수수가 매번 맞에 아니 뭐 봐줘 봐라. 차도도 공도 다 되게 뭐 지금 뭐 보여res. 또 영화돼요.
So even though some people who possess high position or high status or high for some gurus are being very high ranking but they are for the position or high position, the lack of knowledge or lack of honesty, or for those gurus who lack of knowledge of Dharma, lack of practice, they always patent, and they have all those and to be in high status, and instead of knowing their own faults, they always be jealous of the others, qualities.
내가 가지 고산 통보 또 고산 통보에 와라야 소소로 딱 고산 소소 카드를 딱 지금 이번에 그래도 딱 패도 근데 제가 말할 때 먼저 딱 뽑아 다음 되게 잘해서.
So for those people, mostly refers to politicians, high positions, they should look after the people or give people more benefits instead of giving them, but they can't or they don't give them. So those all actions caused by strong self-grasping consciousness.
Then 67.
We talk about theories and the most advanced teachings, yet our everyday conduct is worse than dogs. We are learned, intelligent, versed in great knowledge, yet cast to the wind wisdom's days. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher, as loud as our hands to gain final rubies.
단 이거 다 미카지요. 다 따완 통보. 다 나조바 친보에, 나조바 친보에, 나 샤자 친보에. 아니 다 따완 통보하고 쇼이레스. 이나 예텐 다 이게 뭐야 예텐 매바. 가서 그래. 예텐 매바 맞지? 아니 쉬어와요. 다 칠도 봐. 같은 얘기가 같아요. 다
So sometimes people always talk about theory and more advanced teachings, or talking very he knows something more than others, but his behavior is being worse than dominant. His behavior is being worse than ordinary people. Always engaging in negative actions. So real good practitioner or real well-learned people, they don't need to mention their qualities or their knowledge to others. It's like gold mined underneath earth, but the sun in the sky. That's the traditional saying. They said the sunlight, shining of sunlight is from gold underneath the earth. So that's
true.
We
I don't know.
Fingering.
Gold under the ground, then the sun gonna shine.
Yeah, shining of sun is like a color of the gold, but this is a saying, but different. This is different cultural background. We say you have to. This shows. I advise you not always tell others how much quality you got. Try to be modest and try to be humble, and then the people will see your quality themselves. You don't need to show them your quality or to brag yourself or to boast yourself. Maybe different cultural backgrounds, so that doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah.
We believe that way because we used to.
This is our tradition. My tradition is they come from behind I. I say our tradition is our Tibetan community. Today is a country maji. 당군이 년을 마지나 다 쉬시 도와주고 그러고.
The real practitioner always appears very humble and very kind to others. That's right.
What to do is 따따 시원한 말을 제대로 들어요. 그러나 이때는 살이 나치 때리면 봐. 그래서 그야게 아니 강 송고야 도마저 강가 따르려 바꿔니 칠에 제주네. 때리면 봐대 또 나도 말이 봐대. 저래서 봐.
All of those misdeeds committed by those people who don't have a quality and sure they have a quality, but the actual action is always very related to the negative activities. So that's sort of action also caused by strong self-grasping attitude or consciousness.
Okay. Okay, then 77?
60. 68.
68.
Yeah.
We have selfish
Desires and horrible anger which fester inside us we would never admit. Yet without provocation we criticize others and self-righteously charge them with faults we possess. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
다 네가 나다 지 그들라 소소지 겹성이요 끼고요 대왕 같은 게 상대 샤네 다 샤와 간지 제와나 간지 무심하지 지 생각도 올라와 있나 다 소소로 뭐네 도도는 무심하게 지켜서 봐 그것도 조조 제대로 돼 아니 다 나도 말해 봐 되게 겨래서 그러 돈까지 나도 그러
Because some people in order to gain something from others, so always pretend to be very, very humble or very kind to others. But that's which feels inside us. But you always don't want to admit that you have. But instead of admit all those faults, but you always try to criticize others to have such faults. Things. So this sort of attitude all caused by strong self-grasping.
내가 너무 가려나 다 무슨 말을 지 받지도 어디 당문에 소소고 소소 대대다 소소야 보여도 소소 대담 내가 지금 어떻게
in general, we always criticize others or judge others in order to show yourself how good yourself, how happy you are, how good you are, So you want to, for your own sake, for only good, you always criticize others or judge others.
Okay. Then 68.
69, correct? We wear robes of saffron, yet seek our protection and refuge in spirits and gods of this world. We have promised to keep solemn vows of strict morals, yet our actions accord with the demons' foul ways. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Okay. Then they talk about someone wearing to the monk's robes that doesn't keep the monk's vows. They look like shows.
That's a Chinese story. Di Garawanchu. Garawanchu is his name. Demon Garawanchu, we say. One of the demon in Chinese story called Garawanchu. Okay.
Shows look like this. I don't know what kind of person they are. We don't know. No one saw that to Garawanchu.
But the story that says Garawanchu always disguised himself as a monk.
From a kotor, the Xiong Bajara. We always say if someone have a very strong bad behavior, we always say you behave like demon Garawanchu. So the 20 people consider demon Garawanchu a very bad person. He got very bad behaviors. But this is what talk about monks not I don't want to explain much.
So this is not things should not explore this refers monks and
not to you guys. Maybe then for us I just look at jump Anyway, they're wearing monks now clothes. And they doesn't keep their vows. The actions maybe more worse than they let people.
Oh, we saw them in Pennsylvania.
Really?
Remember the protest?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this kind of person also whose fault is Dharmarakshita
So also this kind of people was driven by their own strong self-grasping consciousness to be that way, to act like that.
Anyway, usually monks' dance also very important to keep to show. We don't know inside the knowledge, but outside she was very mission big Toma Manzewa. Toma Manzewa.
Doesn't matter you can inner realization or not. Monks are not should be very careful with the outside appearance to other people, because that's related to the monk's vow, because you're not allowed to behave extremely behind lay people.
Then this maybe not related to you guys. Then 70.
Our pleasure and happiness come from the Buddhas, the
Gurus, the teachings, and those who live by them. Yet still we make offerings to ghosts and the spirits. All of our guidance derives from the teachings, yet we deceive those who give this advice. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered pusher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Tande na ta sozola chi la da la me shilo tende shona ta de chi de shona inje ni ta sozo ge ge sembe la da la me ka de de na tendo ma shi wa jin tanda ta ji te me ji la do ne do de la ta chi le chu de wa ta chi de de yores do ya ta me chu ji la ja tsu jin ma shi wa ta me chu ji la ja le ji de ya to so wa ya na de go ma de na te ma so wa 마소가 제네 다라데 지 Dharmarakshita so
Yeah. For some people, they have a great enjoyment or pleasure or happiness, and that's a blessing. That's all because the kindness of their own gurus and teachers. But they always try to ignore these parts and always try to worship, all the gods, take refuge or worship to the spirits and gods of this world. This world means worldly gods, and that's because of they don't know, they don't get clear understanding of the law of cause and effect causality, or the law of causality. So that's the ignorance of law of causality is due to have a strong self-grasping consciousness.
Okay.
Could this section also mean, because probably nobody in this room runs around worshipping mountain spirits or whatever, but maybe also means that we get wrapped up in kind of samsaric pleasure? Could this also refer to that?
Kusna de develop je jiding ge hadong sila de ka sa de swata mi de zi mares jiao jing zi mares ina ka sa de kusna de choji na ko de de la sheme ro sa chesa nga so ka sa jiding ge de wa de la mong na jiding de wa de la no schen de ya la ma tra la men ro sa de la mi do de la me ro
다 이제 다 다나가서 나도 내가 이렇게 좀 말해 봤어. 다 시간 지탱으로 들어라던 거였어.
Yeah. So it's that's doesn't mention in the text, but that's not only to tell us. That's in generalize. In general, could be in somewhere. Some people could do this one. Not necessarily you or us are being that way, acting like that way.
These teachings maybe I don't know how many years.
Well,
1,500 years, maybe?
Yeah, a little less than that. About 1,000 years.
Yeah.
About 1,000 years.
1,000 years before then, the Dharmarakshita came to selling back. During that time, he kept teaching this for India. India is also there too.
Maybe that's supposed to be
tradition, they do many things,
Indian tradition.
Indian tradition, the Pon tradition, also Tibetan,
Also, that maybe refers to Indian or Tibetan people, because we Tibetan people had a lot of spirit. That within Burn practice, we got a lot of spirit of mountains or trees or water to worship or take refuge. That sort of activities. Not for us, luckily.
But I mean, I hear what Bryce is saying though, in that you can just say, I know where I find true happiness and where I find salvation, and then, but instead of turning to that, I turn somewhere else that gives me worldly pleasure. Like I know the answer, but I don't look at it. I don't pick it up. But anyway, it says that's all. There's a lot of verses, so that's covered up more explicitly elsewhere.
Yeah. So that's literally that means you without knowing your happiness or your happiness is from practice virtuous action. Practice virtuous action in from your teacher. They due to advice from your teachers or your gurus or Buddhas or Bodhisattvas, but if you always try to worship or take refuge under what that's what they made. What's the actually Stozer mentioned here.
Okay. Then 70.
71 for us. We seek to have homes and monastic seclusion, yet drawn by distractions we venture to town. Discourses we hear teach us the most noble practice, yet we spend all our time telling fortunes with dice. Trample him, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
This stanza usually refers to hermits or practitioners. They don't actually engage in real practice, and they are they always engaging in telling make divinations. That means make divinations and tell others engaging in ordinary activities. Or doing pictures, arts, or indulging in these, passionate actions, arts or divinations. Though sometimes we need divination or some fine arts, but when you make a choice, you have to put real practice above them, or priority to practice Dharma. It's more important than doing such activities.
71.
72 for us. We give up monks' vows, the true path to gain freedom. We would rather be married, have children and homes. We cast to the wind this rare chance to be happy and pursue further suffering, more problems than woes. Trampling, dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
They talk about some nonsense monks. You guys doesn't do this. And they don't catch it. Maybe they talk about him.
Equal opportunity poking fun. I got heat for the business people earlier. Now it's your turn.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to be up for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
그거다니 그 총발스 그걸 제주도서 다람질 해서 지랄을 해서 지랄 잡아서 그거
I noticed that I thought by myself, brass, not a bit that get through, I don't know. You're very careful, okay?
So how do I know you? So why are you?
Anyway, they talk about it, and everybody knows, we don't need to explain it. Anyway, some people just disturb their monks for hours, then try to do merit, they want to join in the lay activities.
The people's activities.
Then they're not suffering. This was also whose fault? This Dharmarakshita,
self-grasping, strong self-grasping, yeah.
Therefore, then Sabgara is very dangerous guy. We have to put some knot.
So we have to read.
Discarding our practice to reach liberation, we drift about searching for pleasure or trade. We've obtained human bodies with precious endowments, yet use them to gain only hellish rebirths. Trample and dance on the head of this treacherous concept of selfish concern. Tear out the heart of this self-centered butcher who slaughters our chance to gain final release.
Here they talk about I think I don't know this guy is person maybe in India. These guys, they talk about some monks, They doesn't stay in the monastery, they go to US.
It's very easy. This is not true.
The commentary they talk about, I think this Geshe from India. Some monks doesn't stay in their monastery. They go to US, Europe, some other countries.
With the bad purpose, they do have bad motivation.
Yeah, bad motivation.
Not you. Maybe me. I'm not a monk anymore.
Anyway, they talk about, we have very good opportunity to practice the Dharma that we doesn't do, practice to do Dharma, we do some other things. Also, we have very cheap, the very
yeah, we gain precious human rebirth. We waste our this precious opportunity being as a human being.
We have this kind of life over to the little much noise.
So we are wasting the precious human life by doing a lot of negative activities. Actually, we could use this precious human rebirth to practice and finally to gain, Buddhahood. But actually, we do the opposite way. Always engage in negative activities, deeds. Also, it's mentioned in Lamri very clearly. That's how difficult to gain a rebirth as a human. Yeah. How precious a human being is. This, with 10 leisures and 5
8 readings.
Yeah. Thank you. Using the human body, you can do things really bad. Also, you can do things really good too. So. Also, like nuclear or some, very destructive weapons, also created by human beings.
usually we're very aspire to, the technology. Technology is, human beings build the technology, right? If human being doesn't do anything, the technology doesn't work. The Tambo the made was that.
Yes, all these, technology are developed by human beings. So we actually it's Gisela tries to with your as a human being you can do many things, so like to develop technologies, many abilities. Human possess many abilities or capabilities doing things. To gain nirvana or to get free from samsara, all those good qualities can be achieved by human beings. So that's why we have to think our rebirth as a human beings is very precious, and we should not waste this good opportunity to practice Dharma. Shantideva.
Shantideva said, "Jeva, mili tenda tapaji chena, ta tanade trikuri. Then she ne yanju, mili then took kai kaushares.
So
Jeva tenu shepando bana kaitendra pepamana. She ne yanju yanda jeva kalajeres."
The Shantideva also used to say, if you don't use this meaningful, use this human life in a meaningful way, and then if you do some engaging other, negative actions, so it's really hard to gain again as a human rebirth. So that's just you have to value this human life to practice positive actions, to practice virtuous actions.
And the father Dave Omajuna to Soma, and I'm going to tell you, can he can't do that? And I'm not reaching to the letter, and the Yaju Charlotte Mashorina, so he calls me, yes, and me, Uncle Kalakosha.
Also, Greek scholar Chandrakirti used to say, it's like a human rebirth we are having or we are processing. It's like we are carrying some stuff. Climbing a mountain, we are on the middle of the mountain. If you fall back, it's really hard to come up again. So. So it's very important to use this human rebirth to engage in positive actions.
Right.
So in Buddhist philosophy, that tells you at least you should not harm others, even you cannot be helpful to others. Harm not necessarily use a weapon or use some sort of weapon to destroy or to kill others. Even you have negative thoughts, that's the harmful action we consider. Sometimes we use some harsh words to others, mean this cause others be very, very miserable, very, very unhappy. When some people say some bad things about us, then we would immediately feel very unhappy or sad. So that's why the teacher says, use this example as you'll be very sad by others' harsh words, so you should not do the same to others. So if we are engaging in this sort of action, not to harm others, and we can gain more and more happiness, more and more. So we can actually get more and more merits to engage in more positive actions and finally to achieve Buddhahood. So step by step.
Then we become Buddha, then everybody posters for us, then big, very big water boards for us, red, and then maybe a lot of, lamp, butter lamp.
But nice.
Anyway, when we chip, 타마스 chip comfortable, that many that there are many things.
Yeah, that's the Buddhahood or liberation from samsara is our ultimate goal. That's the real happiness, true happiness.
당당하도 지금 고려 대화를 또 차네. 나도 봐. 너번에 와서냐 내도에 말서.
So because we are attached to the orderly pressure, so that's why we are down in samsaric mud, yeah, down, or we are
inside the down.
It's like they or damned inside samsaric mud. They use an example because you are muddy.
Yeah, we're like stuck in a rut.
Well,
Yeah,
stuck over
stuck.
there, see, that stuck, yeah, like stuck in this samsara.
그래서 아마 정가봐서 나도 짜증을 벗어쳤어. 그래서 나도 되면 쫙쫙 다 빼셔요. 맞은 티브를 투대서. 나한테 늘려야 맞지. 나한테 티브를 하대서.
So the Tsongkhapa says that self-grasping consciousness like metal nets to cage yourself in. Yeah.
말이 맞겠네. 근데도 그 말이 미식 못 받으니까 넌 동에 말했어. 얘는 거발다 담그서.
Yeah. So the ignorance is like a darkness for us. We cannot see the actual object.
어떤지 해서 가지 또 나 써야 되시라고 다 이거 차오다. 따라서 내가 지금 최고의 말이야.
So that's why I always think I is that's the main cause for us to be suffer.
근데 나도 그래서 내가 그만하려고 그만
So that's why we say self-grasping is a thief. Because they steal our happiness, our own happiness.
Right? 그래서 근데 유치원에 와서 땅마저 가래. 담아리고 뭐하고 그래서.
If we are strong in self-concern or self-cherishing, that causes us a lot of trouble.
Then we are more uncomfortable, then more angry, then maybe short life. Maybe I heard that who is more always angry, this person may live short life.
Yeah.
Maybe that's true, right? Everything's very stressed. 그래서 아까지 나라서 소소라. 아까 개미식 수주만 왔어.
So
제와는 다 내들 빼야서 양도 로와이나 또 니리겠지 냠내다 드니시가 열서와.
So self always important to oneself. So due to this reason, you have to practice more and read this test as many as possible and try to engage in practice as much as possible because you think yourself is important self. So that's to fulfill this sort of aim.
And usually
Best way to it.
Usually we check where is the easy way. This book's not too difficult. Understand? If we do very difficult, then very difficult to understand. 쇼치는 내내 나오더 그래서 왜 나오시는 나도 다 예매시 그래서 양파 딜로다 나도 그래 로에 마셔가 되는 거죠.
Because this test, in general, if you study this test, you'll find it easy. But if you really want to put into deep practice, and then you'll find this test shows many deep meaning of the practice.
The one, maybe you guys know, the Nima, the one book we call Kumsala Mishalam. Same thing our
Queen Lama's teaching, teaching of Queen Lama.
This one tradition, but this is the same Lauren, very similar Lauren.
Similar to the Lauren practice.
Yeah, very similar. Then the monks, they study, they say, oh, it's very easy, very, very easy, understand. Then after the one very scholar, he made to commentary.
He wrote commentary.
Then before, they said it's very easy. At
the beginning, they thought, the scholar
and Shima and Kepa, tell Revajam. No man Kepa, let out the language over. That Revach the Jamajo Chataris. Could Revajatamata. Dings of Shudasha.
Kashigi, Tamakashigi de la, and young Revaja de Lavres, and
they allow to Lavares. That Tishuma Kepa Zimbasic. And Yajun Revajam. That no man let out the language over, and Revajam Mashiko Chataris.
So at the beginning, some scholars say that Queen Lama is a very easy test, very easy to understand. But later, actually, another scholar tried to make try to write a commentary on it. Asked the question, who called this the easy? Who said this was a easy test book? And then they could not give actually proper commentaries or explanation.
Therefore, this book we keep doing some way. Easy, not difficult. The some way too difficult. We leave difficult things for there. We take the easy part, but it's very useful. Useful to our just daily activity life. This one, then 37 billion.
37 practices of a bodhisattva.
37 practices of bodhisattva. Then 8 mind training.
8 breaths of mind training.
This was really,
very related to the one person's, one's lifetime, activity of one's lifetime.
Then other, the something. It's good, of course, but for us, it's very, very difficult. And this kind is very important to study. Also, not just one time, read again, think again. Then check, not just Buddhism, the book said this, the teacher said this. Just check. It's a work or not, if not, just forget. It's working. I think we stop here. We are 71 to 72, right?
73.
73? Okay? Then we stop here. It is exactly time.
Okay.
Then we start. Short. Then check on it. Okay?
Okay.
You have good dinner.
Want to do KYD again?
Yeah.
91?
Yeah.
235 on the new book.
Oh, very good.
Due to the merit of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of the Guru Buddha, and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more.
Good.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everybody.
Thank you, Geshe.
Time dinner. It's very nice. Okay, but I'm not sad. I want this, okay? This sign is, I'm not talking about, I need this kind.